All right, let's be honest. You didn't click this video because you're deeply passionate about astronomy. You clicked because of the name, Uranus. Yeah, we all hear it, Uranus. A cosmic butt joke that's been haunting science classrooms since forever. But once we stop laughing, something becomes painfully clear. Being Uranus actually sucks. And not just because of the jokes. Uranus might be the most awkward, forgotten, and unlucky planet in our entire solar system. Let's unpack just how tragic this poor frozen gas ball really is. Imagine being a majestic blue-green world floating in the cold darkness of space, and everyone you meet bursts out laughing when they hear your name. You're named after the ancient Greek god of the sky, which sounds regal, right? But somewhere between Greek mythology and modern English, your dignity got flushed straight out the airlock. Scientists debate how to even say your name. Some say Uranus. Others say Yoorunus. But the moment someone slips and says Uranus, boom, you're the punchline again. Teachers dread you. Textbooks try to tiptoe around you. NASA, they pretend you don't exist. Mars has rovers, Jupiter has orbiters, Saturn had Cassini. You? You got a single flyby from Voyager 2 back in 1986, and even that felt like pity. Since then, you've been sitting out there, sideways, freezing, ignored. It's like being the weird cousin at the solar system's family reunion. Nobody invites you to anything. Let's talk posture. Every other planet in the solar system spins upright, more or less, but not Uranus. Uranus is tilted, and not in a cool, mysterious way. No, Uranus is lying on its side, literally rolling around the sun like a bowling ball that's had one too many cosmic beers. Scientists think that billions of years ago, Uranus got body-checked by something massive, maybe a rogue planet, and never recovered. That one collision knocked it 98 degrees off its axis. Ever since, Uranus has been doing an eternal sideways faceplant around the sun. Talk about a bad day that never ends. This tilt creates the weirdest seasons in the solar system. Each pole spends 42 years in non-stop sunlight, followed by 42 years of total darkness. Imagine being born on Uranus and realizing you won't see the sun again until you're halfway to your midlife crisis. That's not a season, that's a life sentence. You'd think being closer to the sun than Neptune would make Uranus a bit warmer, right? Wrong. Despite that, Uranus holds the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in the solar system, a bone-shattering minus 224 degrees Celsius, minus 371 degrees Fahrenheit. Even Neptune, the planet further out, is warmer. How? Because Uranus barely gives off any heat of its own. Every other gas giant glows faintly from the heat trapped inside it, but Uranus is just dead quiet, cold, emotionless, the Eeyore of the solar system. Maybe it's the tilt trauma. Maybe it's just depressed. Even Pluto, who's been demoted, looks at Uranus and says, "Dude, at least I got attention." Okay, so Uranus is a gas giant. Well, technically, it's an ice giant, a cocktail of hydrogen, helium, ammonia, and methane. That methane is what gives it its lovely pale blue color, beautiful from a distance, deadly up close. Take one breath of Uranus's air and you're instantly dead. It's a mix so toxic it would make even Venus gag. And deep inside, it's rumored to rain diamonds. Yes, literal diamond rain, created by crushing methane under extreme pressure until carbon crystals form and fall through the atmosphere like icy gemstones. Sounds luxurious, right? Except no one will ever see it. No space probe, no astronaut. You're sitting on billions of carats and you can't flex it. Imagine being rich, but too cold, too gassy, and too ignored to show off. That's Uranus in a nutshell, or, well, in a gas shell. Let's talk about respect. NASA has rovers playing selfies on Mars. Saturn had Cassini sending home gorgeous photos for over a decade. Even Mercury, that burnt-out space rock, got its own orbiter. And Uranus? It got a brief, "Hey, what's up?" from Voyager 2 nearly 40 years ago. That's it. No orbiters, no landers, no fancy missions. NASA's like, Uranus? Maybe next century. Even Neptune, the one farther away, is getting more love in future mission plans. You know your rep is bad when scientists would rather fly another billion miles just to avoid saying your name on TV. It's tragic. Uranus just wants to be studied, to be seen, to be taken seriously. But no one wants to be the guy at a press conference saying, We're sending a probe into Uranus. Career suicide. At least Uranus has moons, right? 27 of them, actually. Sounds impressive, until you realize not a single one is famous. No Titan, no Europa, no Ganymede. Uranus's moons are named after characters from Shakespeare and Alexander Pope. Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, Oberon. Classy, yes. Memorable? Not really. They're all small, icy, a little weird-looking, and orbiting a planet nobody visits. It's like the supporting cast of a forgotten play. Talented, sure, but no one's buying tickets. And the rings? Yes, Uranus technically has rings, but they're dark, thin, and almost invisible, more like cosmic dust bunnies than Saturn's majestic bands. Imagine showing up to a jewelry party with a smudge of soot around your neck. That's Uranus trying to keep up with Saturn. Painful. In the solar system's family tree, Uranus is the weird uncle. The one who shows up sideways, smells like methane, and insists he's doing fine even though nobody's checked on him since the Reagan administration. Mercury gets called the hot one. Mars gets called the brave one. Jupiter's the king. Saturn's the beauty. Neptune's the mysterious rebel. And Uranus, the fart joke that never ends. Even when scientists write serious papers about it, the headlines get butchered by journalists. NASA planning Uranus mission. Boom. Instant meme. No one can take you seriously when your name is literally comedy gold. Let's not forget how that 98-degree tilt actually wrecks Uranus's weather. When you're sideways, your poles face the sun directly during certain parts of your orbit. That means half your planet is roasting while the other half freezes in darkness. When the sunlight finally shifts, the atmosphere freaks out. Massive storms roll through, winds hit 900 kilometers per hour, and everything flips into chaos. Then, as suddenly as they came, the storms die out, and it's back to decades of silence. Uranus doesn't have normal days, it has mood swings. Every few decades it throws a tantrum, spins up some storms, and then sulks in darkness again. Therapists call that instability. Astronomers call it axial tilt dynamics. Every gas giant has a strong internal heat source. Jupiter's burning hot inside, Saturn glows, Neptune radiates warmth. But Uranus, it's cold, quiet, and mysterious. Scientists think that when it got smacked sideways eons ago, its internal layers got scrambled, like a cosmic smoothie. Now it can't generate much heat. That means while other planets are literally glowing from the inside, Uranus just sits there. It's the cold blue introvert of the solar system, emotionally distant, physically frozen, and probably still traumatized from that one massive hit it took 4 billion years ago. Poor Uranus. Every time you try to trend, it's because someone made a fart joke. Even NASA avoids saying your name in press releases because they know the internet will lose it. NASA plans probe for Uranus. Do you see the problem? It's impossible to talk about you without making someone giggle. You're a scientific marvel. Secrets of planetary formation, but the moment someone says studying Uranus, the whole internet's in tears. It's cosmic injustice. Let's not forget, Uranus is far out. No, seriously, like way out there. Nearly 3 billion kilometers from the sun. That's 19 times farther than Earth. Sunlight takes 2.5 hours to reach it. By the time a new sunrise happens on Uranus, you've already watched like 5 seasons of your favorite show. From that distance, the sun isn't a bright yellow ball. It's a small, pale star barely lighting the frozen blue wasteland. Lonely doesn't even begin to describe it, and because of that crazy tilt, when Uranus spins, it looks like it's rolling through space. Not spinning, not twirling gracefully, just rolling end over end like a lost marble. Every other planet orbits politely. Uranus? It tumbles through existence like it's given up. Scientists want to visit Uranus again. Seriously. There's fascinating stuff happening there. But missions cost money and, well, Jupiter gets the funding, Saturn gets documentaries, Mars gets movie deals, and Uranus, it gets memes. Even in the space exploration budget, Uranus is the forgotten middle child, not flashy enough to impress Hollywood, not weird enough to scare scientists into urgency, just quietly existing, waiting for someone to care. Here's the irony. Uranus is stunning. That pale turquoise glow. Gorgeous. The smooth, featureless clouds. Hypnotic. If you didn't know better, you'd think Uranus was the calmest, most peaceful planet of them all. But behind that beauty is a broken heart, or at least a broken rotational axis. Uranus isn't calm, it's exhausted. Frozen solid, battered, tilted, ignored, and still mocked for its name. It's the quiet kid in class who's secretly brilliant but can't get a word in because everyone's laughing at his last name. Let's sum up, shall we? Everyone laughs at your name. You're literally rolling sideways. You have the coldest temperature in the solar system. You might rain diamonds, but no one will ever know. NASA ghosted you after one flyby. Your moons are B-list Shakespeare characters. Your rings are basically invisible. And your atmosphere could kill anything that breathes faster than it could blink. You're the butt of every joke, the loneliest planet in the lineup, and even your own tilt looks like you've given up. But hey, at least you're still a planet. Pluto can't say that anymore. And who knows, maybe one day NASA will finally give you the love you deserve. Maybe they'll send a shiny new probe your way. And maybe, just maybe, when they announce it, humanity will have matured enough to say your name without laughing. Okay, yeah, probably not. But a planet can dream. So here's to Uranus, the sideways, freezing, diamond-raining, forever mocked underdog of the solar system. You may never get the respect you deserve, but at least you've made billions of people laugh. And in this cold, dark universe, maybe that's not the worst legacy to have. Hit that like button, subscribe for more cosmic misery, and let us know in the comments, should NASA finally visit Uranus, or just keep pretending it doesn't exist? Either way, one thing's for sure, it really truly sucks to be Uranus.